Hello, everyone. Good evening. Sorry, I was trying to get some things done and had something else I was trying to do. Waiting on the guests to come in. And yeah, what's up, IFG? What's going on, homie? So, yeah, I'm just waiting on them. They were running a little bit behind getting in their hotel room and stuff like that. So, I decided to start it right now. So, we're not wasting too much time. Hello, everyone. Good evening. How's everyone doing? Everybody's doing great today. What's the deal? Thought I'd show the tank. Obviously, it's really blue right now. You know, bedtime's at 10. What's up, West Coast Reefer? Who do we all have up in here? Who do we have? We have West Coast. We had Click Clack, To Please, the Reef and Weekend, Deja One, um, IFG, Flashkin, my wife, Cal, Overwatch, amazing, up in the house, Joey Vera, Crazy Reefer, Jay Carey, Gary, what's up? Hello, everyone. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button as you guys coming in. We have Hawkins, Daniel, Tom, Tina, Tundra, Pitchford, Johan, L, Billy, what is up? Greg, we got Greg Carrolls up in the house tonight. You guys know who Greg Carrolls is. If you don't know who he is, you haven't been to a Reefapalooza. Bobby, Sherry, Chi-Town, Northwestern, Willie, what is up? We got Philip, Dead Set. What is going on, everyone? What is going on? How's everyone doing this fine evening? Hopefully everyone's doing great. Hopefully your aquarium is doing great. And thank you. Thank you. The tank is doing great. Everyone's doing fine. There is a lot of bickering between, for some reason, that fox face and the powder blue. The fox face is the one that's really dominant and really doing its just I never had this issue out of him ever. He's always been so calm and laid back and chill, but for some reason, um, he doesn't like the powder blue, and I don't think he liked the Achilles neither. And I have a strange feeling that he might have took out that Achilles. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I don't think we'll ever find out, but he's been a grunt. I don't know if he has a bad tooth or what's going on, but I'm going to keep an eye on him. And if he continues, then I might be pulling him out the tank and grabbing a different fox face. Maybe leave him in a frag tank or something like that. Let him take care of any kind of algae or anything like that in there instead. Uh, Great, just picked up some inverts today. That is awesome. I've been inspecting. So I've been suspect of that fox face for a while. Yeah, I, I kind of just from what I seen. Really, what I seen last night was really. He was really on one. Really on one. So we'll see. Just got to keep an eye on it, see how things going. What's up, IFG? How's it going, man? I see you just dropped the video. I liked it. 5 pounds of food, feeding the fish. Those are some big boys. 420 Reefer, what's going on? How's it going? Beautiful tank, Rico. It is possible to add live aragonite to an established reef. Everything can be done if done properly, meaning slow. A lot of things you can get away with if you're doing it slow. Removing, adding, very slow. You know, too much, yeah, you can have run into problems. Fish Tropic, how's it going? And thanks for everyone that's telling me how beautiful this tank is. It's, trust me, it's been a lot of work to get to this point right now. To get here has definitely been an adventure, and I'm really pleased with the outcome. I'm really digging how things are going. I can really envision how this aquarium is going to look in about 2 years. So that's a big plus. That is a really, really big plus. So Reef Keepers, what's going on, Reef Keeper? Electronic coping doser seems to be losing 1 psi over 8-hour period. I notice a rise in the pH. Looks and the regulator has lost 1 psi. Any idea? Has it continued? Losing 1 psi. PSI in what? PSI in the pressure side of the electric carbon dose, meaning in the tank, for the tank side, or where you're putting your PSI as far as the bubble count. There's two different ones there. PSI will lose for the tank depending on the pressure of the tank. Trying to get connected to the Wi-Fi. Okay. I'm live. Waiting on you. So, on the bubble counter. Well, sometimes that I've seen it happen, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's a problem if it's whatever. If it just falls all the way off, then obviously you have something going on, maybe a leak or something. I don't know why you would be losing. I seen it. Sometimes you watch it, and every time there's a bubble, you see it just to fluctuate just a little bit. Sometimes it's not an issue. Sometimes we get too caught up, and I know you're not. I know you're just asking a question and just seeing if that's the normal, but don't get caught up in it. You know, as long as it's doing what it needs to do, that's all that matters. Hey, what is going on? What lights are you running, Rico? I am running Radions Gen 4 Pros. The part that adjusts the size of the bubble. Okay. I'll be back in a bit, going out for dinner. Okay. Bronx Reefer, what is going on? I just put a tank in my Nano. Don't call. All right, Tom. Good one. Good one. So our special guest is checked in and trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and then he'll be in, and then he can introduce himself, and also we'll get into questions that you might want to ask and stuff like that. There's going to be questions I'm going to ask him. Obviously, it's a little different than normal for a Friday night, but I kind of want to switch it up. It's 2019. I kind of want to do a little things a little different. I want people to be able to have the opportunity to ask certain individuals certain questions if they have questions, because they might never get the opportunity to meet them and stuff like that. Just really depends. So I hope you guys enjoy what's going on with this. Hey, Reef God, what's going on? Did you build some hiding space for the tanks? No. I think, they're going to just have to get over it. At the end of the day, things are going to grow. I'm not going to jeopardize my beautiful rock work that took me a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of nights I had to sleep on, and totally just mess it all up. It's going to stay the way it is, and that's just how I feel about it. I use BRS, RODI units. That's what I use. I'm not into a whole lot of whatever. I mean, it all works. Um, so I got a 7-stage. Rico, what looks better, the new Kessel or still Radeon Gen 4? Pros. That's a hard question to answer because depending on how high you're running your lights, depending on what you're actually looking for, I got great shimmer. Kessel's known for shimmer. I have great shimmer, but I also run my lights right now 2 feet off the water. Kessel lighting versus Radeon lighting, I feel two different things. I do love the look of the new Kessel itself. I love the way it looks on an aquarium, and you know, I just feel you get two different whatever. So it's really a question I really can't answer. Would I run either one of them? Yeah. Could I picture running a tank full of Kessels? Yes, I can. I can picture myself running a tank full of Kessels. I like the controllability aspect of the Radeons. I love the fact that if I want to ramp them up to really rock and roll and shake and bake on the coral side, I can do that as well. I don't see the invite. Okay. Let me see. Oh, send it again. All right. So, Kessel Club. Hey, there you go, Krieger. What is up, my brother? How's it going? So I'm trying to go ahead and let me see. Let me see. If I can get this to work. And come. All right, invite. Let's see, just sent another one. Sent to email. I wonder if it's going to the junk mail. So as I'm waiting, let's see. What do we got? Never replace the TDS meter. Maybe it's time. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Check the junk mail. Hey, hey. Hey, Sammy, how's it going? Good to see you up in here. Any algae growth yet? Speedy. No, just some diatoms and, you know, whatever. Some dusting brown on the rock still here and there and whatever. No algae that I can say, yep, there's algae. None of that really. All parameters of water. How old is it? Yo, Zachary, how's it going? How's it going? Just got home from work. Stop crying. Okay, let me see. Still didn't get it. Oh, my. Let me see. Let me just copy. And let me go here. Let's see. Compose to, oh, no. Delete that. And let's go. Let's see. At sorry guys, just working out the kinks, you know, typical day for a Friday. You know. All right. Subject, we'll say Rico. How about that? And hey, let's see, send. Try the first one again. All right. So let me close that out. And all right. Fade to black. How's it going? Sorry, guys. We're just working some things out, and then we'll get on with it. Right. Get down on my in the line and first TDS. Back Windows hasn't moved in a year. Last night decided to stroll. Oh, wrecking ball. That's not cool. That is not cool. Sorry to hear that, Chris. There we go.
Oh, we're on.
We are on.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? So,
sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
All right. So, Jacob, go ahead and introduce yourself and real quick, and then we'll move forward.
All right. Well, sorry for the delay, guys. It's a Fritz rep on the road. The life of a guy on the road. Just checked into my hotel. So things are a little bit crazy right now, but I am Jacob Blankenship. Several people probably know me formerly as a reef shine guy, which that was my more fun side. Now you guys get to see the business side of Jacob. So I've been in the hobby for about 8-9 years now. Kind of intermingled in the industry for a little over 3 years, and just accepted a position full time as Midwest sales rep for Fritz Aquatics, January 1.
Awesome. So, what are some of the things you got you into the hobby? What was the draw into the hobby? How did you ended up getting into the hobby in the first?
Well, the reason I'm in my hobby is my local fish store. Solely, that's 100% the reason why I got into the saltwater aquarium industry. About 10, actually probably about 10 years ago. My daughter is 12 now, and she'll be 13 in June. We walked into a store, Burt's Pet Center in Ashland, Kentucky, and they're one of my customers now, which crazy how things turn around. But solely that store, I walked in, they had an absolutely beautiful display, and I said, I have got to have one. And like most people, I came from freshwater as a kid and growing up, and I always told myself, I'd like to have a saltwater tank. My family, we've always been around the ocean, even though we're from West Virginia, which I live in Ohio. So do you, Ohio.
That's right.
We're Buckeyes, but so that's just kind of how it came to be for me. Like I said, walked into my local fish store, and I was hooked.
So when you actually did it at the time, what brand of salt was you using? What was your first go-to for salt?
Honestly, just like everybody else, reef crystals.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I think that's typically, you know, anywhere from 5 years and back. I think um, the social media wasn't as strong as it is today, and brand awareness wasn't as strong as it is today. And I mean, typically everybody started with, reef crystals or instant ocean, and that's all that store carried at the time. So that was my options. So
So with that being said, how did you end up becoming or signing on and end up working for Fritz?
so I about maybe about 3 years ago or so, maybe two, three, in that vicinity.
Hmm.
I had some big issues with several boxes of their salt, and I just started asking around at the first few trade shows that I went to, and a couple good friends of mine now, Chris Obergas from Unlimited
Hmm.
Color Corals and Brandon Ware, Frag House Corals,
Hmm.
um, two guys that grow some insanely beautiful stuff, recommended it, and I tried it out, and I've been using it ever since. So I use it in my tank. I have a 200 Marineland Deep Dimension, mainly SPS tank. I use it in my tank. You know, I wouldn't promote a product or work for a company that I didn't believe in. So
Yeah.
I use all their products with pride. I use their uh, liquid calcium, liquid alkalinity, liquid magnesium. That's how I dose my system at 75 milliliters a day of calcium and alkalinity. And I use the Monster 460 every 2 weeks. And my aquarium is as clean and crystal clear as you could ever imagine.
So how did you end up getting the job though with Fritz?
Um, just, honestly, just kind of going around to the trade shows and just being myself. I think I'm a pretty fun, engaging fellow, and just that type of personality. And as I was leaving Reefapalooza in New York about a
Mhm.
year and a half ago,
I remember.
Sean and Jessica pulled me aside and asked me, what would you think about working for Fritz? And honestly, I was just kind of blown away and stunned that somebody would even think of me in that manner. And I was just kind of blown away. And I texted Jessica a couple of days later, and I was like, "Were you guys just pulling my chain? Are you? I mean, seriously, is this for real?" And she said, "Yeah, we think that you'd be a great fit for Fritz, and for our company." And so it took a little time to get to where I'm at now. My wife had some issues with her pregnancy, and now we
Hmm.
have a 16-month-old beautiful baby boy, and he's healthy as
Congrats.
can be. Mom's great. Um, so that's worked out, and I've got to do a couple shows previously for Fritz, and it seems like they um, like my attitude and my work ethic, and I'm here to stay.
Yeah. Yeah. And kind of similar. You know, a lot of people wanted to know, like Rico, why did you switch over to Fritz from Instant Ocean? And it was Sean and Jess. You know, they were just it just would tease me. It's like, oh, Rico, I know you're old school. I'd never try to get you to convert. And, you know, they never try to push the product on me at all, not whatsoever. Or Brandon. Brandon was with
No,
me at the time. And
that's.
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, there's all kinds of people that I could push the product on, but,
Yeah.
you know, I think the product sells itself. And what we do at shows, it's not necessarily trying to push the product. I mean, to an extent, yes, but we want to educate the people about our product. And that's one of the things that I highly recommend is educating yourself and, you know, just learning everything that you can about the hobby and about the ecosystem and, you know, everything that you're putting into your tank and then judge for yourself what's best for you, what's best for your tank. And
Well, and that's kind of what got me is because, you know, me going constantly being at the shows and all these little frag swaps and, you know, them always being there. We just have great conversation, never once trying to push anything down my throat, trying to convince me that their stuff was better than anybody else. Never, you know, never even found to me other company salts. They just, you know, just fun people to be around. And, you know, that to me alone and just going to the shows, hanging out, and just them never trying to push anything on me or anything like that made me honestly like them as a company. Most times you don't get the opportunity to deal with companies direct like that. A lot of these companies may not come to the show or showcase their product or anything like that, or let alone hang out and just interact and be more personable with the community that they're in. So that alone for me made it easy for me to go ahead and say, you know what, I got this new build going on. Let me go ahead and switch over to Fritz Salt. And honestly, I've been quite pleased. Now, I did start the aquarium off because I needed a lot of salt with Instant Ocean. And then as now it's just 100-gallon water changes on the aquarium of Fritz. And everything's good. Everything's crystal clear. Might not, you can't see it right now just because of a lot of blue, right? But the water quality and clarity is very, very good. So it was very easy for me to do. But also with that being said, what's up with what is 2019 going to be like for Fritz, I guess?
well,
What do you guys have in store are going to be bringing to the table this year?
Well, 2019 has a lot in store. I can't necessarily break out.
I know a lot of details. I know.
Yeah, lots of details, man. But you guys stay tuned and keep coming to the shows, and we'll let the cat out of the bag before you know it.
All right. So, with that also being said, how many shows are you? Let me ask that. How many shows you guys plan on attending this year?
God. Oh, on par for. Man. Just about every single weekend from now until June.
40-ish, 40 shows, somewhere around there.
I would say in the 30s
30?
to 40s. Yeah. So this year we're going to put a good bit of focus also on the freshwater side of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I did
so,
hear that.
So, I mean, it's only, I mean, it's only plausible. I mean, there's like, 30 million more people in the freshwater industry than there are saltwater.
Yeah, freshwater.
So,
yeah.
That's where Fritz started. It was a freshwater company in Texas, I think about 40 years ago. They were big in saltwater, big in freshwater, and big in ponds. And I'm honestly not exactly sure what happened with the Fritz line, but anytime you talk to a fish store owner that's been around for a while, they always know Fritz. And everybody's like, what happened? Well, I'm not sure what happened, but we're back. We're here to stay. And we're coming at you guys with quality products and great pricing. So, you can't beat quality.
No, you can't. Yeah, Fritz been around a long time, but a lot of people don't know the history or aren't old enough to know,
Right. I think a
So
lot of
go ahead.
there's a lot of younger generation in the saltwater hobby right now. Yeah, there's absolutely still some old timers like yourself,
Yeah.
but right now there's a big movement of younger people in this industry which don't know of Fritz from
I
20,
can't
30,
imagine.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So I was gonna say, what is it about Fritz now you think or you believe? And it's just opinion, maybe opinion or maybe a fact. What what is making Fritz just really charge um, the community now? What is making them? What's driving them to really just say, "Hey, you know what? We got our stuff together. We got great products. We are listening to you." As a community, the freshwater, saltwater, we're hearing you. And outside of that, what sparked that drive of them to just buckle down and just really do what they're doing now?
um, I mean, it starts with the people, and we're very down to earth, approachable people. People like to talk to us, and we're more than happy to talk to anybody, let them know about our products, and we're always happy to tell them, whether it's always in their best interest. I'm never gonna try to sell somebody something that they don't need, or
Hmm.
I mean, that's not good business. I mean, you want to gain people's trust first of all. So it's just I don't know, man. We're just trying to be the good guys out there, and we're trying to grow this hobby, to grow all of our hobbies.
Yeah.
Freshwater, saltwater, pond. I'm a saltwater guy.
Hmm.
Kind of salty from time to time, but I built a pond out front of my house. So I'm diving into that venture
Hmm.
with fish come this spring. So,
So
just our approachability and um, honesty and quality of our products, and just trying to get back out there.
yeah, honesty is definitely key when it comes to any company. You know, I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer. Just shoot straight from the hip and reef shine never again. Sorry, that's my wife.
that's her. That's her own fault.
Yeah, she had a doozy that night. But
In what in New York?
in New York, yes.
Well, hey, you guys can thank Will Becker for that.
Yeah.
I had
So,
nothing to do with that. I was not in the state of New York
no, you
or New
was
Jersey.
anyway, so she made me lose my train of thought throwing it out there. But uh,
Oh,
so I've got a couple questions people are
yeah.
asking. Let me
Come
just
on.
go ahead and get in. It says, can you ask Fritz why the out swings on the Fritz salt? Question mark. I tested two different boxes and it was 7.1 and 6.9. To me, that's really not a fluctuation, but to somebody else, that might be a fluctuation. So
Well,
go ahead.
we advertise, and we're one of the very few companies that actually advertise our parameters on our box and on our packaging, on our website, everything. And at 8 to 9 DKH is what we test everything at. So let's just start with our quality control. We only make 40 box batches, which 55 pounds per, what is it, 1,100 pounds of salt per
Mhm.
batch. So, and it's tested the first box and the 20th box. for its consistency. And if it
Mhm.
doesn't pass those parameters, then it doesn't get sent out.
Right.
It gets used elsewhere in like Turbo Start and some other products. So, bad salt does not hit the market.
Well, it's not even just
But
that neither,
but
Jeff.
let's just
Go ahead.
but that's I'm diving into the alk swing issue. So typically, what I find when I talk to people is that they've switched from reef crystals or another salt to Fritz because people think it's the cool salt, which it's it's more about quality to me. It's a quality salt.
Hmm.
So, but what I find is, like I said, people switch from different salts, and our salt is not the same as reef crystals. What I find is people don't necessarily read the directions, and so by not doing so, you're not going to get that quality product that we represent. I'm not saying that it's all user error, but it if you don't read the directions and because our salt is different, you know so basically what I find is in that instance when the alk swung low is that surface agitation causes CO2 to be injected into your water.
Hmm.
So what that does is that eats the alkalinity and drives it down, and then that's when your levels start going crazy. So your alk and your calcium go crazy low, and your mag goes crazy high. So basically, when we only recommend mixing our salt until it's clear, which it's clear in anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes. So just watch for that. Stop mixing your salt, follow directions, get it up to the temperature, do everything it says in 2 hours. Don't test your salt, your mix for 2 hours, because there's still chemical reactions happening,
Hmm.
and at that point, at about 2 hours, it will be in those parameters like we say it will be.
Well, a lot of
So
things. When people say that to me, 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of, or should I say, 10 times out of 10, it's usually user error. Directions, test kits not right, not
yeah, I
calibrated,
mean,
all
it can
kinds of
be. Man, you don't know
right.
how many times I've heard of crazy stuff. Like, I see emails all the time where people have emailed in, and they didn't cause a big ruckus on Facebook or other social
Yeah.
media.
Hmm.
They went about it the right way. They sent in their box lot number. We're happy to provide every single shred of evidence from that box, from any of our boxes. We're not about to hide any of that. So, I mean, just take the box lot number, email us, call us, get a hold of us. We'd be happy to help you, and then start digesting the problems. So,
Right.
I mean, I've seen anything from a refractometer not being calibrated correctly,
Hmm.
causing issues. Not everybody calibrates their refractometer every time, which they should.
Correct.
So, and there's issues with different test kits out there. And like personally, I use Salifert for DKH, and I use Red Sea for um, calcium and
Okay.
magnesium because the Red Sea alkalinity test is so fine you can barely see that line of what your DKH is exactly. So you know, there's a myriad of problems with testing things, and you just got to be on top of your game and research and educate yourself on the best and proper means and methods of testing, and just like I said, just stay on top of your game there and research, because that stuff can proper what should I say proper husbandry and means and methods of your um, testing and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you have to keep up with the tools that are given to, measure or whatever. You have to keep up with those things. You have to make sure things are calibrated that need to be calibrated.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah,
make sure you're probably
and
within the
it
dates of expiration to make sure that you got good quality testing
absolutely.
solutions
See,
and stuff like
and it's just it's little stuff like that that people don't even think about, man. So it's just staying on top of your game and making sure all the stuff's right and because if it's not, things can snowball.
correct. Also, so we had another question. Krieger's Aquarium wanted to know what's Fritz out run at 35 parts per thousand specific gravity or salinity, however one chooses to look at that.
At 35 parts, what is that? 0.026. Um, that's let me see, I'm trying to think. Our that'll still fall within the range of our 8 to 9 DKH and
Yeah, I think
uh,
I ran it at that and it came out for me about 8.4 DKH, somewhere in between 8 and
see
9,
I'm
like you said.
when I mix my salt, I typically mix it at 0.025, 0.026, and
Yeah,
it stays within like 8.3 to 8.6
yeah.
DKH. So
That's what I noticed that I got. I don't know if he had something different. It was just a question that he asked.
no, it's still going to be in that same range. So
Okay.
I would anywhere from 0.24 to 0.26. You're going to be in that range. Obviously, higher end and lower end.
And we had another question. Somebody said they heard that Aqua Fritz and Aqua Forest is the same.
Definitely not. Aquaforest is made and manufactured in Germany, and we are made and manufactured in Dallas, Texas, and they are definitely not the same salt.
Okay. Krieger said he never used Fritz. He was just curious on,
Yeah. Now
where.
we have two different versions of our salt, which is the blue box, which I always recommend the blue box. That's I base my tank off of natural seawater levels, and that's what that box aims to please. And then we have our red line box, which is a higher alkalinity, higher calcium, higher strontium, and higher potassium content than the blue box. So that's that's I would consider that the Reef Crystal step down.
Hmm.
Um, but I
Okay.
always, like I said, I always recommend the blue box.
Um, Another person wanted to know
Oh,
that. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I just wanted to. I don't know if I threw out the DKH. We say between 10 and 11 and a half on the DKH of that box, the
On the
red
red
box.
box. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. You're good. Also, National Reefing wanted to know: is there a video on how to properly mix Fritz salt from the
Oh,
company like Red Sea Videos?
so I am very pleased to announce, and I hope you guys tune in to our Fritz Aquatics YouTube channel. That in the coming year, we are going to put out product how-tos and videos of our products and how to use them properly. And I've been a major proponent of this for the past 2 years because it's very hard for me individually to reach the masses, thousands of people at a show. I reach individual people,
Hmm.
multiple individuals, but as far as um, reaching everybody, that's I just can't do that.
Right.
And I've been working with them, and we've talked about it, but we finally got it set up, and videos I believe are shooting now. So like and subscribe the Fritz Aquatics channel, and and then the product how-tos will be coming soon.
I think that's awesome that you've been on them about that, because a lot of things is time consuming, and the best thing that like for me having a YouTube channel is really making videos talking about certain issues, giving my opinions. And when people ask about that, I say, hey, there's a video on it, go check it out. And if you still have questions, then I don't mind having that one-on-one conversation and stuff like that. I think that's awesome for you guys to do that. And
No, man, when I found out about it, I like jumped for joy, because just it all goes back to education. And
yeah, yeah.
you educate yourself, and you won't have any issues.
One person's asking, is Fritz available in the UK? I want to say it will be. If it's
Yes,
not, it
yes,
is,
they are.
right? Yeah,
They are
there you
available
go.
in the UK. They absolutely are. Um, I know Aaron from Aaron's Aquarium uses Fritz salt. As far as distributors, Sinai is a distributor of Fritz salt in the UK. And as far as stores go, I'm not honestly sure who carries the salt in the UK, but you guys can check out George Mavrakis and Sean Hale's trip to the UK last year, their UK tour. I would believe that would be on Coralfish 12G's YouTube channel. So I'm sure some of those stores on there carry Fritz salt, but just check with Sinai, and they can tell you who carries the salt in the UK.
IFG says, aren't you based out of Dallas? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Also, Krieger Aquarium wants to know, how does Fritz Blue pricing compare to the Red Sea Blue Bucket?
So we run MAP pricing on all of our products, and that's to help protect the local fish stores. That's solely why we're in business, because Fritz started out as a local fish distributor for their products years ago. But our price runs $64.99 on our blue salt, and that's for the 200-gallon mix box. And then we do have a 180-gallon mix bucket, which runs around $73 a box.
A bucket.
Or bucket, sorry. And then we have 50-gallon mix bags, which are around 15 or 20 bucks. I can't remember which one.
And also, Fritz did also, outside of introducing the red box now, they also listen to the people, if I'm not mistaken, and do the individual bags in a box too. What, 50?
Yep. 50-gallon mixes.
Yeah.
So it all started out with single bag boxes with a zip tie, and people didn't necessarily like that, which I get. It's time consuming.
Yes.
More time consuming than just ripping a 50, just a bag open and dumping it. So yeah, we absolutely listen to our customers.
Yeah, I think a lot of people usually using some kind of holding tanks and stuff. Usually, not everybody. And it makes life so much easier to, if you got a 50 gallon container, well, you just take that 50 gallons dump. It's a quick, easy mix. Also, I think, and maybe you can help us out on this. Is it a good idea for single bags to give it a good mix the bag around a little bit? Does some particles fall, out? Meaning, like if you go ahead.
So I mean, I get this question a lot, and no, you should not have to. Okay. But I think that personally, it's my best practice to do it. I mean, what's it going to hurt?
Right.
So I think of things in best practice methods. Best practice.
Good point. Good point.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You are totally fine. Just going through. As I'm waiting for people to ask more questions. Obviously, um, Jacob's here, and if you guys have more questions you would like for me to ask, please go ahead and leave them in the chat now. Is there any reason that maybe you haven't made a switch to Fritz? Is there any kind of concerns that you might have about Fritz, any of their products, their salt, or anything like that? Right now is the time to go ahead while he's here. Ask your
Yeah,
questions or give us your concern.
absolutely. That's we're available. You know, I wouldn't say 24/7, but we gotta sleep sometime. But I mean, obviously, I mean, we make our customers our priority. So if you guys have issues, we're more than welcome to. We're more than happy to help. So
And that's another reason why I went with Fritz, just because there's other salts. I'm not here to bash, and I'm not going to put them out there, but they don't care. Um, so at least
right,
this company Fritz we're talking about. I mean, they're down to earth. They're willing to talk to you. They rather you come to them,
yeah,
uh, you know,
absolutely.
and express your concerns. Is Fritz available in Australia? Somebody's asking.
Um,
I don't
honestly,
know.
honestly, I'm not sure. I know that we had a Fritz rep in Australia for Jake Adams'
Yep.
show last year, but as far as distribution of Fritz salt in Australia, I'm not 100% sure.
I
I
would
don't.
probably just call a lot of your LFSs that are available there, and they would probably know.
We I'm not honestly sure if international locations are on our dealer finder, but you can always check out our Fritz Aquatics website. And in the upper right hand corner, I believe we have a dealer finder where you can,
Oh, okay.
locate dealers for your area.
There you go. Something I did not know. Uh,
Yeah. So I'm actually in Michigan right now, and
there,
then we're gonna see each other in a tomorrow
yep.
actually. But so I've been up here visiting some stores, and there are some stores that I have seen that are not on our dealer list, and I'll make sure to email my boss on Monday and get those posted up so the people of the Detroit area of Michigan can get their Fritz salt and their chemical needs.
Also, we have another question coming in for is Frit going to be at the Michigan Coral Expo this weekend? That's what
This guy right here. Yep.
we will definitely be there. I'll be there
Yep.
right there. Jake's already there. I couldn't come. Kids got wrestling tournament, so I have to wait. Can we get more Fritz products available in the Great Toronto area? Is that something that is potentially going to be happening or what? So,
Absolutely. We're working very hard on Canada right now. We we hired Wendy Tam previously from
PE
um,
Mises.
PE Mises, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Canada. Canada is her territory, and she's diligently working on Fritz in Canada right now. So if you have a local fish store in mind, throw it out there, and I would be happy to convey the message to Wendy and start working on your
Yeah.
local fish store.
Lisa, I can actually send you or have my wife send you Wendy's Instagram and you can, PM her and talk to her a little bit as well. She
Yeah,
follows. Um, yeah, so we'll make that happen for you if you have questions. And since she's up there in your neck of the woods, sure she'll be definitely answer all your questions for you. Harkins Aquatics says, what Fritz products do you feel the average hobbyist doesn't know about but should?
well, So we have several great products that I think that the masses should know about. Well, the first product that I use every single day, multiple times a day, is our liquid calcium and or liquid elements, basically.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a lot of people carry it, unfortunately, right now. But I mean, as far as you can't get any better quality. Everything's made in a lab. That's specific for these products. You know, that's a great product. I mean, the purity, the quality of it is next to nothing. So that's a great one. A lot of people aren't really familiar with our 360 and 460, which those are the bacteria strains of fish sludge remover.
Mhm.
And then just aquarium sludge remover in general. And those are I use the Monster 460, which it's a more highly concentrated version of the 460. And man, I use it every 2 weeks, and my sand and my rock work are I mean crystal clear. So those are great products. I use I use the water clarifier. I mean, my water usually stays pretty crystal clear, but if I've got some company coming over and I want it to look extra nice, I'll throw a little bit of water clarifier in there, and man, it's like, I mean, you could just about walk into it. It's so clear.
And I was going to say, because for me, like for Jake here, like some of those products aren't going to do me much of anything because I need so much because of the volume of my water. So I have to
Well,
find. Go ahead.
I'm telling you that the monster would be really good on your
How
tank. Well,
many? How
how
many
big is
gallons?
that tank?
1,000 gallons.
1,000 gallons? Gosh, I'd have to look it up. But I know. Okay, so um, 1,000 gallons. All right,
Just to move
so times
anything.
10. So like a 16-ounce bottle of the monster would last you about 3 years.
Really? So
Yep.
it wouldn't take much of that solution in 1,000 gallon aquarium.
No, no.
I must
Uh,
try it out.
I
I
want to
must.
say it's one capful per 50 gallons. So, I mean, it's not,
Okay.
uh, you know, that's the super concentrated version,
Okay.
the just regular concentrates, obviously, 10, like 10 times less strong than the concentrated.
Okay. Well, that's awesome to know. So I will definitely be trying that out.
Yeah, yeah, we'll make it happen. Don't you
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to make that happen. So, I'm trying to. I'm getting loads of questions. Kind of opening up the floodgates here. And by if it's carrying over too far for you or whatever, just
No,
let us
actually,
know. And
if
go
you'll give
ahead.
me just 1 second, let
Yeah.
me when I got in my room, I was hustling to try to get
I
on with
know.
you. So give me 1 second. I need to find my charger real quick before my phone dies.
Okay. No problem.
Oh,
There we go.
that didn't take long. Sorry. All right, let me get this. All right, all right.
All
Now
right.
we're good.
So I, I don't know if it's a question or a fact or what person wants to know, but why doesn't BRS sell Fritz?
So I touched on this a little bit earlier. We only try to work with local fish stores, and
Okay.
that's
I
that's just
think
what we
that's
believe in.
I think that's
Um,
a great point. And I don't think people realize that what we're trying to do is keep alive the brick and mortar stores.
yeah, and that's where, um, like I said earlier, when I first came on, that's where I got my love of this hobby
Mhm.
from. from my local fish store. You know, and what's going to happen in 5 or 10 years when those local fish stores aren't around? You know, you and I and our kids aren't going to walk in and be amazed by something that we see in that local fish store or pet store. And, you know,
Yeah.
what's the hobby going to be then? So go
I
out
don't.
and support your local fish store.
Yeah, I don't think. I know a couple of us always make it a point to say, buy all you can buy from your LFS. If you can wait on it, or you knew you're going to be low on something and they don't have it, ask them to get it in. Purchase from them. Get it from them.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, these people are, they're trying to make a living. They've got bills to pay. They've got kids to feed. And this is their hobby gone wild too. And, they're trying to live the American dream and, trying to supply, their local area with, high quality products. And, if you're nice and you're personable and, just ask and, tell them why. And I'm sure they'd be happy to get some product in for you.
yep, that's how I feel too. Um, the we already touched on what's the availability in the UK. Um,
Yeah, I'm honestly, like I said, I'm not sure what stores carry it, but we do carry it in the UK. And maybe if you could just, like I said, I'm not sure if it's on our dealer finder, but go to fritzaquatics.com. And if it's not, check out Sinai. I know they're the distributor of Fritz Salt in the UK, and they would be able to help you. We also have a Fritz Aquatics Facebook page, Fritz Aquatics UK Facebook
Facebook
page.
page. Hmm.
So, and I'm sure that they would be more than happy to lead you in the right direction.
Also, before I get to the Turbo Start 900 question, we have Roscoe saying my LFS in Nashville does not sell their salt. You guys get on them.
Well, actually, I'm in the process of working on the Nashville area right now. So, Uh, Clarksville Reef and Reptile is on board, and they should be getting some product soon. So check in with them. Andrew, great guy. I met him at the Middle Tennessee Reef Club swap last year. Very, very knowledgeable guy, very personable. Just you can check with them, and I know there's several other stores around the Nashville area. But we're working. We're working hard.
And also, so I don't know if you can tell, but I know there was a question about the Turbo Start 900s. What do you feel about it? I think people saying what's in it. I don't know what question you're able to answer, but you get the picture. I'll leave it to you to go ahead and a little bit about it.
Well, I mean, I can't necessarily talk about all the
Yeah,
main ingredients,
yeah.
but this it's a live nitrifying bacteria that has literally been cultured for the last 40 years. Fritz Aquatics was the very first company to ever introduce live nitrifying bacteria to the industry.
Hmm.
So this strain's been around for 40 years, and it's been saving fish since day one for 40 years. So
It's been
um,
around longer, not to throw anybody under the bus, because a lot of us use Dr. Tim's and all that, but it's been around longer than them.
yeah, I mean it was the basis
The
of
first.
all the other um,
Yeah, yeah,
products of that nature. So
yep. So I know a lot of people are asking me, whatever, and I'm like, honestly, Fritz been around a long time, but a lot of people seem to, because it is a newer generation, and a lot of old school reefers that do exist. They are out here. A lot of them just don't talk about the hobby in that way. They just enjoy it because there's a lot of, um, politely say, there's a lot of ruckus when it comes to talking about. It's almost like talking about religion or politics sometimes.
oh God.
So,
I swear, I think it's worse sometimes.
yeah. So people don't really, like I said, for me to even be doing social media, honestly, at the beginning, it was really rough. And I see why people don't do it. I see why they're not willing to do it. I understand why Mike looked at me, Mike Paletta, and said, Rico, you were me 20 years ago. I was going to war and this, and that. And he was like, now I just say, you know what, you're right, and walk away. But I also understand that somebody has to do it. And even though it's rough, but somebody has to do it. The hobby, these old school just don't want the headache. They don't want the extra bottle of Excedrin to have to deal with what you have to deal with when it comes to this hobby. Like I said, it is.
I think it's got to be stronger than Excedrin.
Yeah, it really is. It's a little bit of moonshine here and there. But anyway,
next subject.
Next subject. Anyway, yeah, it's one of those things, and I totally get it, and I understand. But a lot of people is a new generation, so they didn't know about Fritz. They don't know the history. They don't know the fact till probably just now that Fritz was the first come out with live bacteria to start the cycle, the live natural bacteria. So I might be a surprise to you guys, but yes, that's how long Fritz has been around and who was number one first at making this happen for us. So anyway, with that being said, Clue who runs, this guy seems honest. Talking about you, Jake. That's good. I don't have a clue who runs IO, Instant Ocean Facility, but have trusted them for 3 years. I'm buying some Fritz salt this weekend for sure. Well, there you go. That's awesome.
Great.
Awesome to hear. And that's what I think is very important. And that's kind of why I asked Jacob to come on. And I know these guys personally. We hang out, we at the show. What we do on our off time is between us, but what if you get the opportunity, and this is why I'm giving you guys the opportunity to bring him on, so you guys have the opportunity to ask these questions. Hear for him. A lot of times all it takes is 5 minutes of listening to somebody to know what they're about. That's how I look at a lot of people. And I wanted to give this opportunity to you, all of you that are watching, the opportunity to be able to ask questions and make an educated decision on, is Fritz something that you would like to try? Ask the question. Let them answer all the questions for you to make that final decision on because we spend a lot of money in this hobby. And the last thing we want to do is spend money on something that isn't.
Man, you've seen my tank. Do you think that I would? Do you think I would trust that thing to anything less?
I'll be honest. Outside of anybody's tanks or anybody's system, if I didn't believe in it, I definitely wouldn't put it in my system. It's just because when I run big systems and I run a lot of nice stuff. And then the last thing I want to do, there are animals. The last thing I want to do to my animals is put them in jeopardy. Period, point blank. Regardless if they're swimming or they're standing there like a scarecrow, they're still an animal. So I would never want to put them in any kind of harm's way with, putting junk in my system. So, yeah.
That's like, I came through Flint today, and that makes me. How would you feel about giving your dog, water from Flint, Michigan?
Yeah. We'll fly that water in from somewhere else.
Yeah, the principle's still the same. You know?
It really is. If you need Fritz salt and it isn't local, I suggest Saltwater Aquarium website. Yeah, Saltwater Aquarium.
Saltwateraquarium.com and premiumaquatics.com.
I
are
love my boy Ken over there at Saltwater
oh
Aquariums.
man,
That's my dude.
Ken's the best. Ken's the best, man. I
Ken
love
is
Ken.
awesome. Ken is awesome.
But yes, saltwateraquarium.com and Premium Aquatics are the only two companies that are allowed to sell our salt online, and they sell it for MAP pricing, and you're going to have to pay for shipping with those guys. So, why not get it locally?
Mm.
And it's not to take business away from those guys. They're great companies, great people, but I mean, there are options to get it online. So, and those are the only two. So, and if you find another option, let me know because it won't be there anymore.
I'm just laughing because Krieger's probably been doing as long as me and are close to it. He
Is it
said,
Eric?
Krieger,
Yeah,
Krieger, you probably know him. Eric.
from Cleveland.
No, he's up from Michigan.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He says,
Wrong Krieger.
he says, I think my drinking began when reading Reef forums on Reef Central back in the day. Mine's began the first time I got on Wet Web. I don't know if a lot of people
Is
still
is he
around.
gonna be at the Michigan Swap?
I believe Krieger is going to be at the Michigan Swap. Krieger, if you are, please let me know. How does Fritz compare to Instant Ocean? Is a question.
Honestly, I don't think there's any comparison. When we made our salt, we employ marine biologists and scientists, and these people went, you know, literally around the world to get the best ingredients for our salt. And between the quality of the ingredients and the quality control of the manufacturing of the process, there's no comparison. And then, it's, you're paying an extra, maybe $5-10 for a box of our salt. But what is that
I mean,
versus,
I always say you get what you pay for sometimes.
yeah. So
Um,
that's true.
and I'm not knocking Instant Ocean. I've used it for years.
No, you know what? We already touched on it. I used it when I started out. I used it for a few years, and I had some bad batches come along, and I just when I tried to talk to somebody, I just felt like it was
And
who are
speaking of bad
who are you, Flea?
yeah, yeah, and that's the difference. Now, I will say all companies have had their share of something happen. Maybe their loaders or hoppers mixing salt didn't get properly cleaned out for what. Who knows? Somebody didn't want to do their job right that day, right? All companies, period, when it came to salt, has had some kind of issues that popped up. Now, I don't know anybody that runs a company that doesn't have some kind of issues that pop up. That doesn't mean that they're a bad company. What it means is how they handle those situations. That's what it boils down for me. How does
Right.
those companies handle and go about making a bad situation good again? Like, how do they address it? How are they going to, whatever, like you just said, some companies up, go away, flee, whatever.
You
They
know,
don't.
like we've talked about it several times tonight.
Mhm.
We're always available. Reach out. We're gonna get back to you, and you know we're gonna figure out what's going on, and we're gonna do what we can to retain you as a customer and keep you happy and keep your reef happy. And we I love this hobby. This company loves this hobby, and we want to be around to support this hobby for
So,
a long time to come. So
right.
you're not going to see any kind of poor customer service.
So I have, people say, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's fine. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you can make it slightly a little bit better or get a better quality, why not go there as well? Instead of driving a Fiat or Pinto, why not go graduate to a sedan? It's still going to get you from point A to point B, but you got a little bit better quality of a car.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people say, sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes it doesn't have to be broke to want to just give you that slight more edge. It's like working out. You don't need to take in protein shakes, but why do we do it? So we have a faster recovery rate. At the end of the day, do I need it? I could still do what I do because it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm still making gains. But what happened if I want to go one extra day in the gym, but I can't because my muscles are so broken down. But if I took some protein, just give myself a little extra more protein, I can make that happen. I don't understand the problem or why people say that. And excuse my analogy, but you guys know I love analogies and try to make sense and help people make sense of these things.
And you know what? I hear that. I've heard it more times than I care to repeat. But I have to agree that you want to give your animals, and these are animals,
Yep.
the best that they can be provided with. So just staying in the status quo for your animals. I mean, did your mom and dad just leave you? You know.
I just wish, I love having, great conversations, but sometimes I wish people would just open their mind up, really open and really think about some of the things that they're saying and try to make more sense of it. But I think some people, it's like that old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You can.
You can. You really can. If you're willing to take the time to open your mind and understand what that dog has been through or whatever the case may be, and how can you get him to do what you want him to do. And, you can teach anybody anything. But one thing you can't do is lead a horse to water and make it drink. If you don't have an open mind,
No.
you have to have an open mind. You have to really be willing to listen to what someone's saying. And if you listen, you might find yourself being a better reefer and all kinds of stuff like that. But for me, I've been asked since, people were a little upset when I made the switch. And what I said to people is I said, Instant Ocean don't give a crap about me. I mean, I'll be honest, I can, promote Instant Ocean and talk so highly about Instant Ocean, but what is Instant Ocean going to do for me in the end? Do nothing. The same thing that Instant Ocean does for anybody else. This is not bashing Instant Ocean. This is just reality. Reality is some companies get so big that they don't worry about us because they got people like Petco or PetSmarts and all these other big whatever that new hobbyists don't know no better what all of us are going to go run to first. That is our initial salt until we learn what we might want out of a salt, or listen to what other people are saying about certain salts, regardless if it's Fritz, Red Sea, whatever. Tropic Marin, all these other salt companies.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, there are other great companies out there, and I'm not about to bash, another company's product.
I've used it for
there's
a time I've been reefing.
This,
but at the end of the day, what are they going to do?
Man, this whole industry. I mean, everybody's got a piece of the pie, and we have our piece, and absolutely we want to grow our piece. But through education and quality and our products and we care about you guys, and if you have issues, it bothers me, and I want to fix it. So please, if there's issues, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, everything that Jacob has been saying on this live stream, the fact that I can talk to him, I can talk to Jess, I can talk to Sean, on a personal level and on a business level. They're straight up. And I can't do that with Instant Ocean. And because they came into my life and, meeting up at the shows and just hanging out turned into, I consider good friendships.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was
I mean,
enough
hell,
for me to say, you know what? Why wouldn't I support friends of mine? Why wouldn't I support those that, if I do have an issue, it's an email away, it's a phone call away, and they're going to make it right. They're not going to blow me off like a little flea and tell me whatever to kick rocks. They're going to listen to my concern and, and make
absolutely.
a decision on what they need to do to handle the situation.
So we're here.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
All right. I think I want to go ahead and dismiss you,
Yeah.
Jacob. I know you just got in the hotel. Oh. You're rushing in here to hurry up
and
get on time, and I don't want to. I want you to be able to relax. You've had a long day. You've been, I don't know, God knows how many stores.
Several.
I really appreciate you coming in and helping out and explain and answer some questions to some of the folks here that are watching. I just want you to say thanks again to you, and I want you to have a great evening and kick your shoes off, jump in the jacuzzi or whatever you got to do.
I don't even know if this place has a jacuzzi or not. I'm just ready to relax for a minute. But but our game's going to be strong Sunday at the Michigan Coral Expo. So come out and see me, the Fritz guy, Rico. Yep. Rico's going to be there. Are you coming with Frost?
No, Frost is going to be there before I get there. Me and the wife are going to drive up, but normally I would, but my kids have a wrestling tournament.
Oh, okay.
I cannot miss that. So I'm going to come in probably around 7-ish in the evening or something. So maybe we can hook up and go have dinner or something.
Sounds good, man. But so for everybody still watching, I don't want to take away from your channel, but go and like and subscribe and watch our upcoming videos on the Fritz channel on YouTube. Like I said earlier, we're going to have some informative videos coming out this year, so stay tuned. I'm very glad these are getting out there, so check those out if you guys have any questions. I'm always available. And like I said, go to our dealer finder on our website if you have any questions about where to buy Fritz products. And we're updating our list daily. So check it out. Check out our products, our quality. And I hope to see you in
Instagram page as well.
Yeah, we do. Instagram and Facebook.
There you go.
Yep.
Just so you guys know that they're pretty much on all social media platforms.
Yep.
So make sure you guys go show some love. If you're rocking their stuff, if you're thinking about rocking their stuff, go subscribe. Go check them out. Ask questions there. Somebody will get to you as soon as possible. I think actually, is Jay Wilson actually running the Instagram side of things? Or
yeah, I think yeah.
So somebody will definitely get back to you in a timely manner, and
Yeah, I mean, if people have messaged Jay, and Jay is great about relaying the message. I mean, instantly. So
so
there are open lines of communication, and they're always open.
There you guys have it. Well, thanks, Jacob, and have a good
Rico,
evening.
buddy. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man, no problem. Anytime. And we'll probably do it again some other point later or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I'd love to be back, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, later. See you guys.
All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's this evening's live stream. Hopefully it opened answered a lot of your guys' questions. Also, I just wanted to introduce Jacob to to you guys, because a lot of people, they know Jess, but I don't know how many people know Jacob, and he's actually in charge of a lot of my LFSs around me. So he's over here. He does a lot of work. That's why he's in Michigan and whatever. So just wanted to help you guys out by any means, and hope it worked for you in your favor and answered a lot of questions. Also, just to, just so people know, because some people might take things obviously to the left or to the right. Everybody has their own opinions. There are differences. Different people have different experiences. That's all fine and dandy. A lot of the different experiences of what people have is due to their own lack of understanding or whatever. It's not for me. None of this is obviously to debate anybody or to get draped off into conversations that don't need to happen. I just want people to understand that everybody's entitled to their opinion, and it is what it is. So I hope you guys truly enjoyed the live stream tonight. You a lucky man, bro. What, K-Town? Joey, do you like cilantro? Why are you asking, Joey? You're unsubbing if I peace out. All right, Jay Carey. Or Carey 500. I carry Reef for 500. I get it all. Them two now backwards sometimes. Funny. Anyway. All right, guys, I don't want to drag on long live stream. I just wanted to do this. I will be dropping a video here in a minute that I think everybody should watch, to be quite honest, all the way through. It is about 24 minutes long, just to give you, hey, no problem, Sean, peace. It is a long video. It's about 24 minutes long. And I hope nobody takes it in the wrong way, the video. Just things that, some things I feel, But anyway, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll let you guys watch it. I think it's a good video. And you guys don't hesitate to let me know what you think in the comment section down below of that video. I hopefully can do this more often. Hopefully get other people to come on. I just asked Jacob, spared a moment today. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream. You'd like to come on and like to have you on. And, I know a lot of people want it, aren't thinking about it or questioning Fritz products. And, sometimes it's just easier, instead of us as hobbyists talk about what we're experiencing, listen to some of the stuff that comes up straight from the horse's mouth, or the reps that, stuff like that. And you guys then make your own educated decision on what you'd like to do at that time, and give it a shot. Always try something new. Doesn't like it, you can always go back to what you used to do at the end of the day. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for showing the love too. Please, thank you for super chats as well. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Hopefully you guys have a great evening, and catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.